Okay, I am trying to stream. I hope I am live. Let me see. It looks like I am. I might be going live. Um, just going to check YouTube to make sure it happens. Okay, it looks like I am live, except nobody is watching. Might have sent out the wrong link instead. Okay, I totally sent out the wrong link. So let me try and find how to send people to my live feed. This is so interesting because, okay, so this should be the link where I am actually live. Okay, it should be this link. And I have to repeat my email to people. Yeah. The stream keeps getting cut off when I try to connect on YouTube. I have no idea why. Let me see. I'm going to duplicate this first. Just bear with me for a bit while I correct the link, because I sent out the wrong link. Okay, and I'm going to go send this to people, then I'm going to start work. Okay, sure. Alright, I hope it is working right now. I'm sorry about the random jumping around and stuff. Hey, hi Nishan, can you hear me properly? Wait. Can you hear me properly now? I totally forgot about my microphone. Hey, peace. Just to make sure, can anyone hear me properly? Just want to make sure. Okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know. Now that I've sent out all the links I'm supposed to send out, I can close off my my mail and all the other stuff that I shouldn't be working on. Then I'm going to start up VS Code. I have this bad habit of not opening up my project before my live stream. I have no idea why. I try to do that next time so we don't have to wait. Let's see. And this will be into my okay, cool. Now I am trying to go to my blog. Okay, here's my blog. I'm gonna run it. Then onto my localhost. I should be able to see my blog. Okay, that's good. Yeah. So what I am going to do today is to try and create an article series for the series of articles that I'm creating. For example, say designing Learn JavaScript course portal. This is part 1 of the article. I have a part 2 article that's coming up, and I have a part 3 article that's coming up. Most of the time I try to keep them together, but as you can see right now, there's this article called installing using MongoDB on Mac that comes in between the two, because I updated this article, and of course when I update the article, I'll update the post date as well. So if you click on this, the first part, and scroll down, you actually don't get a link to the second part. Oh well, this is something, how the styles of the page navigation is something I want to work on in future. Yeah, but we don't get a link to the second part, so it's hard for people to read the lessons in order if they want to read it. So that's what I'm gonna work on today. Okay, let's see. Please say, can you please make a video on how to work on personal, large, and scalable projects? Because most of the time we're always taught on component base. I'm not exactly sure what you mean by personal, large, and scalable project, because that can mean a lot of things. If you does my blog mean something that's large and scalable? That's probably a question, because I do have a whole big list of posts, as you can see, going all the way from 2013. Can I check how many items I have here? I actually have no idea. So just a pretty interesting check. It's about 287 posts in total. So does that is that considered large? I don't know. So let's take it. Let's wait for Peace to answer that question. Okay, so where am I? How do I begin with the series thing? So first of all, let me go to post, go into one of the Learn JavaScript articles, which is this one. Yep, so post designing, I have a description for the article, I have the slug for the article, text, and when I did this, I created a series tag in the YAML that says Learn JavaScript Portal Design. If I go into the second article, I should be able to see that as well. So say Learn JavaScript Design. This is part 3, and this is 2. Oh, this go to file doesn't open up, but you see part 1, 2, 3, there's this Learn JavaScript Portal Design series tag. So one of the first things I'm going to try to do is to create a thing or header just below the thanks part, and says that this article is in a series or something. I'm not too sure how the copy of that would go. Probably something like if series, article series or something. Let's give it a draft and try to work things out. But first of all, the thing that I keep forgetting to do whenever I go onto this live streams is to go to a development branch. Just to make sure, I'm gonna merge master into my develop branch first. And I should be safe right now. Yep, I'm on a development branch, so anything that I commit at this point would not mess with my master branch, which gets published automatically onto my blog via Circle CI, which is a continuous integration tool that I use. So this is the first step. All right, just before I continue, let's see if there's anyone saying anything that. Robin, all right, that Stefan, am I pronouncing it correct? Like Steve, I hope it's Stefan. If you have a link to Robin's blog, please let me know, and I would be happy to check that out and see how he does things, because I haven't been thinking about how other people do things like this. So first of all, what I'm gonna do is to go into my post page. Should be post. This is the layout that I have. There's some legacy stuff. Then this is my navigation. When I say this is the thank you part of it all, Let me create a comment. And I think I can say if series, if I'm not wrong. I kind of have to check it out. Nope, not like this. Just going to make sure and this works. So, and do I have? Okay, I'm gonna make sure I reload this. Yeah, I'm still teaching JavaScript via my course, which is called Learn JavaScript. You can see it here if you go into this link. Okay, so I'm on this second part article, and I see this is a series right here, which is good, which means I have that the series if condition is working, and when I'm not on a series, it doesn't show up, which is good because that's how I know it doesn't show up. I do remember I have a post layout thing going on around, so I might just need to create a tag for this to look okay. The post thing and how I structured my layout with CSS grid is created in the previous video, so you can check it out if you would like to. Okay, cool. So here I see this is a series. The full course, I'm still working on it. I think it should be done by July, but no promises. Articles in this series, I think this works pretty well. I like to use Markdown straight away if possible, so let's just do that. I should see the big, yep, articles in this series, and I should have a list. So maybe I don't need Markdown, but okay, let's leave it here first. And I should have a list of articles in this series. So the question is, how do I get? Okay, since there's Stefan sent me a link, I'm just gonna check it out before I continue coding. I think it makes sense. I suppose there's this thing. My editor is Visual Studio Code. Okay, so how do you set it up? Okay, this tutorial is part 1 of 2 in the backend series and part 1 of 3 in the front end set. How can an article be in 2 series? I'm confused, but it's fine. Let me just inspect and see how he does it. So link collection container module with a list. Yeah, that's basically what I would do. I'm not too sure about this item prop thing, but the URL is definitely there. It's something I am planning to do as well. Oh, he added it to the start and to the end. I'm not too sure if I want to add it to the start and the end at the same time. Maybe just let me add it to the end for now. Maybe I can create a call out much earlier at the start, but I'm not worried about that at this point. I just want to make sure it works. So I think one of the things I can do is to go to Eleventy, because I use Eleventy as my to run my website. It creates a static site for me, and one of the big good things is you can add a collection. I'm not too sure if Eleventy automatically collects a collection if you have a tag. I don't think so. So what I am going to do is to create a collection of series. I think it should be helpful. Okay. So I'm going to create a collection and call it series. And in this, I'm going to filter by glob, which I always do. It's in my post. Filter is published. Yep, I only want to show the published ones. These are all the old things I created, so I'm basically just copy pasting what I have. I might have to reverse actually. Well, we'll see. Filter has series. Let me just take a look at what is published. What's this filter? Item dot date. Okay. I'm just going to console log this and see what I have here. Then I'm going to bring this up and say npm run Eleventy. That's a lot of stuff. I am supposed to return the collection. Okay. Oh, yeah. Kind of overwhelmed by the amount of information here, but that's fine. That's because I have so many blog posts. Hey, Sims? Okay, so let's see. I guess this is I have a collection. Oh, the collection is all tags, if I'm not wrong. It's a collection of posts, lessons, yep. Great. Ajax says VS Code. Just all the tags I've created previously. So if I create a series in YAML, it doesn't automatically get populated into collections. Okay. Okay, so I guess I can try to check. This should be Eleventy object, event Eleventy object with, I can check the data. I can't really remember, but what I tend to do is to try and console log things until I get a sense of what's happening. In the previous case, I could use date straight away. I don't think it's page date, but let me just give it a try. Data. I should get something else instead. Okay, now if I go on to data, I have, okay, text list, lots of text, lots of stuff. And this is the kind of time where I don't really like to use the VS Code integrated terminal because it's so small. I prefer to use something like item 2. So I'm just going to use item to check things out instead. Oh. Okay. Here's what it is. Much easier to see. Text list. I guess this is the collection. Page. Okay. File path. Okay, this is definitely the latest article that I see. This is the slug of the article. This is the title of the article and the post of the article. In that case, I see it as it's probably an object by itself. Maybe I can do a console log with a plus just to make sure. Just to check things out and see if it flows around. Okay, and that's once again that's a ton of stuff. I'm just going to try and find the plus. Here. This is one entry. So block slug. This is one entry. So what I can see is it contains all the information this is what I like about Eleventy, because it contains really all the information that you potentially ever need in a collection. If you dig into the Eleventy.js thing. So this is what's in my package.json file. I don't need this. Yeah, so I can just use title to get the title of the post, slug to get the slug of the post. So if I want to filter by the series, I can say item.series, I think, and log it out. Or nay. So it's either going to be yes or no, kind of. So see, undefined, lots of undefined, and nay. So isn't there supposed to be some yeses? Okay, let me just check item.series. What does it say? Nope, it doesn't say anything. Item.title or slug should say something. Nope, it doesn't say anything. Item.data.slug, I think. Okay, so this is where it is. So item.data.series is what I'm looking at. Yep, so there's mongoose, and there's learn JavaScript portal design, Some of the undefined ones would not be a series of articles. So you can see I actually have some series here and there where I think I started with a single weight. There might not be any. There's the CRUD thing that's way in advance, and that's pretty much it. I don't have much series articles at this point, but it'd be good to create this. So since I want to filter whether the item has a series, I can just return this value, and that should create a new collection. That is there should be an array with articles that contains series. I imagine I would need to match the articles inside my nunjucks, and don't think nunjucks has this method of. So right now I have two possibilities here. The one way is to loop through, like the first method, loop through a series of posts and find series and display it. A second option that I have is to use Eleventy shortcode. I'm not too sure if a shortcode can work here, because if a shortcode works, then basically what I can do is something like this. If it works, I can say if series, and then actually just series like that would have been fine, because I could do something similar to this. This would be the shortcode, and this would be the value that I pass in. So let me check if I don't think it is possible, because shortcodes don't have the link thing. Doesn't have information about collections, if I'm not wrong. Okay, just Google and see if I can find anything. Yeah, we see this GitHub issue that looks like what we need. That's basically what I kind of want to have. Alright, looks like we don't have this functionality at this point. So I am going to, well, let's take a look. I'm going to use my original method where I loop through the collection. Okay, so I create a collection. This will be articles that contain a series. I will need to reduce it into an object. So reduce would be something I'm looking for. I need to reduce it into an object, accumulated, and current. I don't really like reduce, but there are some times where I can't. Actually, an easier way is to say, okay, let object or result is an object and result dot. No, collections need to be an array, so I can't use an object. Oh man, let's see. So like you see, I have no idea. I'm just thinking out loud at this point. I have obviously not prepared for this live stream because I'm just trying to build out some features that I have, so you can see me code and think through problems, and I get this. I get a point that this might be a little bit too in depth. And not many people are ready for this kind of content, but well, maybe I'll create simpler content in future. I'm just trying to figure things out for my blog at this point. Well, one potential way I can do this is, well, sticking to my original shortcode idea, but running a glob myself instead of saying collection filter by glob, because we don't have this. I think I did that somewhere a long time ago. Was it in PageNet? No, I don't think so. Was it? No, I don't think it's in Samira share article. Not in the forms. Not in YouTube. This is legacy stuff already. No, I haven't written it before. Okay. I'm gonna try and see how that works out. So to add a shortcode, I think shortcode would do. I don't need a paired shortcode. I'm gonna call it series content. Which I would pass the name of the series. Or rather series slug. Which would be this value over here. So just going to do a quick console log at this point. I like to do console logs just to make sure I'm not screwing up too much. Okay. In that case, I will have to. Yep. Run this again. Okay. I think this will be the series, and then series is, it kind of looks funny, but let's see if I get anything from it. Unknown block text series, should be a shortcode. I might have to restart 11T before that I can use the shortcode. Nope. Okay. What should I do? Does look correct though. Let me see. I need to return something, perhaps. Before it works. Oh wait, it's called series content. It's not series. Oh my god. Okay, so I have a few series here. Windows Dev, then JavaScript portal design, Mongoose, endpoint testing, crud. This would be specific articles. Hollywood, you can be surprised how much time I actually spend on debugging this kind of stuff. I suck at coding if I were to say so myself. Like I spent I think 3 hours debugging an if statement in Bash a few weeks ago I think, because I wasn't used to Bash, and simply right now is I just forgot everything about Eleventy. I'm trying to pick things back up. Okay, so where am I? Okay, I have series slug, and I have a series of content. So one thing I could do is to run glob through my posts, my post folder, and try and find the articles that contained that same slug. So I'm not sure if I have glob here. I might need to install glob. Package.json glob. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is npm install glob. Glob lets me do like get filtered by glob, kind of something like that, but it wouldn't be part of the Eleventy package. It would be something it's node related stuff. So I think I need to require glob first, of course. Okay, and then where am I again? Where am I? Okay, here. I think I can remove this. Okay, I'm not sure if Eleventy does async. I just want to make sure it does async, because if it doesn't, I'm kind of screwed. So let me just do this first. Okay, it looks fine. Async is good. Glob is async for sure. So articles, it goes to glob. it'll be in my source folder, in my post folder, slash, I will have to find everything, which means it's not exactly a glob anymore, but fine. This is funny. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna console log my articles. It's going to be a mess. If this works, it's gonna be a mess. So no, it doesn't. Okay, so we have lots of stuff. It's a glob. Wait, it shouldn't be glob. I have to Google what glob is. Hey, NS, I am trying to create a series of content for my blog. So basically, if you look at like learn JavaScript portal design, I have 3 parts. I'm trying to create this articles in this series, and then link to the first article, link to the second article, link to the third article, and so on. Just building it via Eleventy. There isn't such a functionality, I believe, so I'm trying to hack something out and just bang it into walls at this point. Glob node. Yeah, this one. Okay. Oh, okay. This glob is callback, so I need a promise version. Glob promise is the one I'm looking for, so uninstall glob. And then I'll have to install glob promise. Yeah, that's the one. And of course, let's do a split screen so it's easier to see. Okay, in my second screen, I want eleventy.js as well. And glob will be glob promise. Is it done? Okay, now I kind of have to do this. Okay, so I have a list of articles. Just globbing on my own, and it's a little bit hacky. Then I will need to search for the article YAML, so I need to read the article, and which means I need fs. Fs, that's a promise version of fs straight away, so it's require promises. I think there's a read file sync. I can just do read file. This articles is an array, so for auth, okay. Contents will be equals to fsp file. Do a wait, and the path to the file, I think. Let's just try and see what happens. It's kind of funny how I'm doing node stuff. Nope. Wait, no file open article. Okay, let's log what article is. I think that's fine. I'm not too sure why it's not opening up. Googling documentations, tons of them. Read file, path, options, callback, path. It should be fine. Does it need to be a absolute path in that sense? Might have to be. If it needs to be an absolute path, I can do. Oh, why am I saying article? I must be going bonkers. Of course it doesn't work. Okay, what do I have? Yeah, of course a file buffer. To shrink perhaps? Okay, so I have the contents of all my articles, which I don't think this is a very nice hack, because I simply hope to have the YAML. I can't really loop through and figure out. Does it make sense to figure out? So I'm like ping-ponging between the two options that I mentioned earlier, where the first option I can use an Eleventy shortcode, which is what I'm trying to do now. The second option is to loop through the articles, a series of arrays and array of arrays. It's either one is fine, I guess. But yeah, so this is one of the things where I do, which is a bit funny when I code. So I would ping pong between two ideas. Like this doesn't look like what I want, so I'm just going to shelve it for a while. Not the best practice. I don't think anybody does things like that. And I'm going to bring back what I had previously. I shouldn't have deleted it. I don't know why I deleted it. Item dot data dot series. So if there's a series, I'm going to return a collection of that. That would be, yeah, basically a collection of series. Oh, this might actually work. So if series, I'm just going to not Siri, not Siri. Okay. I'm just going to convert this to H2 so I don't have too many tags flying around at this point. I'm going to loop through a collection. So for article in collections.series content, if article dot, I'm just going to dump the article title, if that's a thing, or the article dot data dot title into my article and see. Oh, oops. Yeah, that's an error. Unknown block tag series content. Okay, I removed it. Yeah, I need to restart this. Okay, let's take a look. This is one article. I am supposed to have more than one, I think. Let's lock the collection and see what I have. Oh, wait, I do not want to filter by tag. So this is the problem with copy pasting. If you copy paste from the wrong thing. So I want filter by my glob instead. I think I have to restart this. What? Copy paste problem, perhaps. Oh yeah, of course. I did not close the tag. Genius. Yay, that's a huge list of things. Okay, good. Just to make it easy to read. This is something I kind of like. Okay, let's make sure it's data.title or title itself. Either one should work. So data.title works. I don't think title works. Yep, let's let it run. Yep, title doesn't work, so I'm looking at data.title. So if article, no, not this. If article.data.series is the same as series, I should put down the title, I think. Let's see. And just to make things a little bit easier, I am going to do markdown. This will look weird for some people because markdown is not a valid non-java tag. I created that part. Okay, cool. So we have learn JavaScript. Designing learn JavaScript course first. Second, this is good. This is what I want. This is awesome. Now the why do I have? Okay, so the markdown thing doesn't really work here. So what I'm gonna do is to change it to a list. I think ordered list would be good in this case. And this would be a list item. And because there's a possibility of this code, I have a markdown inline filter. I should probably change it to markdown to make naming consistent, but we'll see. NF N4. Let's see. This looks good. This looks good. Article in this series, designing learn JavaScript course portal 1 and 2. And then what I can do is get a link to this. So it should be a link. And I think in Eleventy, the link it's article.data.url, if I'm not wrong. Okay, let's check this out. Nope. Article.url. Okay, just to make things a little bit easier, then I would put a span, or just try and put this into the HTML and see if I get anything. Data.url, article.url. This is how I do it. I just brute force it. I don't think there's anything else, so let me just try. I didn't close the tag properly. Ooh, yeah, thanks. Okay, so I have this article dash URL, which is blog session JavaScript follow design, which is the correct one. So the second one is what I'm looking for. Just gonna copy it, paste it in here. Print, I'm sorry, I don't know React. It's been a long time since I used React, so whatever that I know, it's outdated information. So I'm, I'm not gonna make an article on React. You can check out Westball's course though. I think it helps. Okay, so then this is what I am aiming to do. I was hoping to do this in 2 hours, but I did it in 1, which is good. Which means we have time for extra stuff. Now, I kind of want to disable the link to the current article and say that it's this article. So let's see if this, if article.data dot let's see if I can check like this. I don't think so. I don't think so. Testing. Else. Boop. Screwing things out. Okay, so we can't check it this way. I think checking the URL is fine. Yep, so this is the current one. This is not the current one. So if it's the current, I can do a list for sure. So I can put this outside. If it's not the current page, I want to have a link. If it's the current page, I'll say this article. I think this works. It works, but it doesn't really make sense. I have no idea what I want to say here without making it too long. Maybe I can say in bracket, which is definitely too long. This is definitely too long. And sometimes I end with bracket and then I have another bracket. So I'm not a fan of this. Easy way out. I'm just going to keep this out. Which will make sense, yeah, if you're reading the second part of the article, you don't really need. I hope it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, let me know. I hope it makes sense. Yep. Yep. I guess that's it. I don't think there's anything I want to do right now. Okay, let me clean it up and make it look a little bit nicer. Do I need to? Articles in this series. I think I should create some margin bottom here. I'm just going to do a quick one with MBSP. It kind of works without having to mess around with CSS. Well, that doesn't look good because it's too much. Okay, so since the Eleventy part works, I'm going to clean up the Eleventy and I can close it off. Then I'm gonna focus on making the CSS look a little bit nicer. So one thing I can do is I can close this off for series content. In future, I'm probably going to refactor my blog quite a bit. It's like a lot of these things I don't use anymore. So I'm going to clean it up. I might do it on Livestream as well. I think it makes sense to do it on Livestream, except I actually don't know if it makes sense because it's like so deep into the trenches for this blog. Oh, by the way, the code for this blog is actually open source, so you can have a look at it on github.com/zelwk/zelwk.com. Yeah, so that's the link. I'm just going to put it inside YouTube if anyone is interested. Well, just go have a look if you are if you're free enough to try it out. Okay, now that I cleaned it up, Eleventy, I'm gonna do is to make this part look a little bit nicer. Can I add a? I don't think I want to, like, say, add a section or anything. Maybe a section would be good. Let's see if it breaks up the CSS. Oh, yo, yeah, I had this glob promise thing that I don't need anymore. So let me uninstall it, and inside here I can remove the glob promise because I don't use it anymore. Yep. Okay, section. I need to bring up my workflow. It doesn't really work because I need to have the long form class here. Was it all words? To have that typographic effect. I want to clean up my CSS as well. Yeah, all dash words. That kind of works a little bit better. Yeah, the section part works. This works. Actually, it kind of works. Do I want to? No, I think I can keep it this way. Maybe we have I'm just gonna create one that says series layout, and Put it inside shame. This is how I tend to work when I'm working on my own blog. But, just testing things out, and if I confirm I want to have the code, then I refactor it in future to include it to make it a little bit nicer. Okay, I don't need such a big area because there's CSS grid already, so there's no margin collapse. I think I can add 0.5, and that looks much better than before. Okay, I guess for the last half an hour that I have planned for, we can either do two things. So the first thing is I can continue to refactor my blog. The second thing is I'm open to answering any questions that any one of you here have. So if you have a question, you can post it into the chat and I'll see what I can do best to answer the question. If there are no questions, then I'm just going to go ahead and refactor my blog. I'm not even sure if anyone is here at this point. Let's see. Is anyone? How do I even see who is watching my stream? Not YouTube Premium. I guess I have to go to my own channel. Videos. Yeah, 15 people. Well, I guess. If you're here, say hi. If you're not, well, then don't say hi. I'm just going to give this a shot. Yeah, this part is not very nice. Let's see what I can do. Hi. I don't know if it's a thing when streaming, because I feel like I'm talking to myself and YouTube doesn't tell me who is here. And if you guys don't talk, the participants list get empty. So essentially I don't even know if anyone is watching. Like if nobody is watching, I probably talk to myself or no, stay quiet or something. So that's where I am struggling with. It just feels a little bit weird, but maybe I will get used to it as I go along. Yep. So I guess nobody has anything you don't have anything you want to ask me, so I'm just gonna continue refactoring and see what I can do to make this part nicer. Arctic Oof. So I actually have a JavaScript course. I can link you to it. There it is. The next enrollment opens in July, so you have to wait for it. Okay. Okay, what am I gonna do? Okay, alright, this one. So first of all, I see the link. This name is too long. Installing and using MongoDB on Mac. I think I can simply say installing. That should cut the name. I don't have names that are so long. Yes, it costs money. Okay, cool. So right now I have one link and two links. Would it be nicer if we have buttons for the previous and next article? I think it would be nicer if we have buttons. I think Sarah Swedan has something that looks pretty nice. Yeah, that's how you spell her name. If I remember. Or maybe she changed it. Yeah, I think this kind of looks good. I'm gonna copy her style, but I don't really like the part where she center aligns this. Maybe I'm gonna try left align, right align, and see whether it works better. But yeah, I like what she has done with the links. So I'm going to try that out. Article nav with previous URL. I think I can give this a button class. I have some buttons. Should be secondary. And let's see how this looks like. There are no prerequisites for the course. You simply have to be willing to learn JavaScript. I will teach the necessary HTML and CSS you need, but some people do get a bit overwhelmed because like there's a lot of HTML and CSS you know. But I have a student that actually said that they skipped the HTML and CSS part and they got better at JavaScript first by going through the course. So that worked for them. So going back to the prerequisite questions, there's no prerequisite as long as you know how to open up your text editor and write code. So that's the only prerequisite. Price-wise, investment-wise, it's either a one-time fee of $4.95 or you can do $49 a month for 12 months. There is also a cheaper option with part of where I think you only get the first 5 modules instead of the entire course. That will be like $225 or $25 a month. So those are possible options you can choose from if you want those. Okay, so I think this looks pretty good, but I don't want that green background, so I'm probably gonna create a tertiary one. Alright, let's say outline. Oh, I do have a flat one. Let's see what flat looks like. Flat. Nope. It doesn't do anything. Flat. Okay. No, I am so confused about my own naming conventions from before. Probably time to refactor my buttons. I would say, probably time. Like in the first or second video, I was talking about how this whole mixed in thing was really, 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 really bad practice for myself. I kind of like to use data attributes now. So let's start with creating that. I prefer reading full words as opposed to BTN at this point. So I'm just going to start with this. I can probably include the previous one. And work around from here. Transparent. So this would be where is it? Here. So class will be button in that case, and then data type will be outline. I think this makes a lot more sense to me right now. I might have to change the way I code going forward, but okay. So I need a border. That maybe I shouldn't even include this thing because it messes so many things up. Okay. I'm just going to do like the the copy style thing until there are lots of things here that is so confusing. Okay. Fine. I'm gonna find a day where I refactor all this stuff. Ampersand, hover. I have to remove the underline links on these buttons. Okay, much better. Perhaps 2 pixels would be good. So yeah, this looks alright. And the color should be the same. I think this looks kind of okay. Now I just need to change the background a little bit. I mean the border, maybe 2 pixels is a little bit too small. This is definitely too large. 3 looks like a good common ground. The padding looks a little bit too large. So let's move it down to 1 rem. I don't really like to use EM for paddings anymore. Okay, this will allow me to stick it back to... Oh, wait. Why does... so the article nav itself requires something. I'm gonna correct the alignment issue later on. But let's add the color too. Oh, whoop. Whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, I think this looks okay. This looks okay. So I'm gonna create one here as well. Data type would be outline again. Yep, so we have 2. And I probably should display block for this. It doesn't really matter. So let's take a look at article nav and see what I created there. My CSS files location are in a mess. Okay, this is in the shame part. Okay, so display flex row wrap. I don't need display flex anymore. I can do like 2 display block would do. So let's remove this. Let's see what this does. Okay, I think that's kind of good. Margin top will be 1 rem instead of 1 am. And I would want the buttons to have some sort of margin between each other. that kind of works. I think I had some. Oh, it's all sharp. Okay, fine. It's all sharp. Maybe 3 pixels is a little bit too much. I'm going to stick with 2. I'm not a fan of what I the styles I have at this point. It kind of looks a bit too much, in my opinion. But well, let's take it out for now. Just gonna correct the layout first. Then first child would be, rather last child. Nope. There's potential when, so there'll be like, let's see. Link to previous post, data link to next post. I should use this to create my text alignment instead. Next post would be text align right. I think I like this look a little bit more compared to the middle one. There's a good left-right feel to it. Yeah, I think I like this quite a bit. But we don't need something so outstanding here. I remember I have a pagination style somewhere like this, and I can potentially use this instead. Yeah. So curious. Might be a bit too close though. It's like it's sticking together. Maybe we should give it some space. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think this works. Now let's just make it look a little bit nicer. In that case, it wouldn't be data type outline anymore. I'm just gonna keep the name as outline when as I transfer the styles over. Pagination.css. So the typography, I'm going to comment this out. One thing at a time. I'm going to change the name a little bit later. There's some padding. Display line block, we don't need that. Transition, I can keep this. I can keep this too. So how does this look like? Probably not good. We have a display block here though. And we need to remove the text shadow underline. I think it looks better than the previous one. So the previous one looks like this. Which do you think is better? Any comments? Okay. This is a little bit too receded for me. I kind of like this one better, but I don't really like how it's standing out so much with the whole pink color thing. Let me just grab my colors and see if I have anything I can use. I don't have any colors I can use. Let's try. It doesn't flow well with my styles at this point. I'm going to do a redesign for my website soon-ish, maybe. So I think I can just stick with this one. And I like the feel color because it's much better. Yeah, that's my side. My baby is outside. She is how should I put it? She is 1 year and 4 months old. Really proud of her. I'm really proud of her. I don't have a picture of her anywhere online at this point, because I don't really think I want to show her picture to people until she is old enough to decide on her own. Whereas this kind of works. Might be a bit too much though. Yeah, then the next thing I want to try is to align the words. The icon doesn't really look well aligned for some reason. SVG, let's try this. I'm gonna do a small this is too small. Oh, it's pretty much the same age. Did you send her to school already? Nah. Nope. No GS training. Maybe baseline, I guess. So what I'm trying to do is to align the icon and trying to make it look nice. Don't really get how to make icons look nice much. Oh, in August, I'm thinking of sending mine when she turns 18 months. So that's in April. I guess this looks okay. The placing looks alright to me right now. I'm really not a fan of the background hover highlight thing. It's too much in my opinion. So let's remove that. I do need like a focus style for this thing. But I don't really have focus styles for anything at all, which is not very good. I think I'll take care of it when I redesign the site. Right now, this subtle, I think the subtleness works fine. I don't want it to stand out too much. Yeah. Okay, so let's change. This looks alright. Is there anything else I want to do? If I want to do something, it would probably be starting a refactor when I start cleaning up the styles.css thing. It's not a very nice thing to have. I can simply remove this. No, I actually don't recommend JavaScript as a first programming language. If you want to work on web related stuff, I recommend starting with HTML and CSS. First of all, I'm biased because that's how I started. Second, I think it makes a lot more sense to learn how to put a design on screen first before trying to move things around, because JavaScript and all the other programming languages can be quite abstract. We don't actually know what we're dealing with until we see what we're dealing with. So if you can place example, if you can place this thing, this header here, and you can use JavaScript to shift the CSS by X number of pixels, then you get so that becomes concrete for people. And it's quite funny because when I teach JavaScript, the first ever thing I ask people to build, my students to build, is this off-canvas navigation. So let me show it to you. I have a GIF here somewhere. GIF. This one. Like, how do you create something like that with JavaScript, right? It's kind of like, okay, people who don't know HTML and CSS will be, where do I start from? But if you do know HTML and CSS, you go like, okay, I need to move this thing over. So moving this, that will be creating, setting a transform or something, and then using a JavaScript to add a class or something. And that makes understanding JavaScript a lot easier compared to how do I start. So that's how I teach inside Learn JavaScript today. Yeah, looks quite good. I honestly don't have anything I want to work on right now. It's already 6 p.m. I normally stream for 2 hours straight, and it's gonna be dinner time with my kid. So I think I'm gonna say goodbye. I hope you learn something, perhaps. I dove a little bit deep into how I set up my blog with nunchucks. I might want to create an easier explanation about how I set things up, because not many people use Markdown and nunchucks, for example, like I do, which is quite interesting, and how I use all the shortcodes and stuff. Yeah, I think it'd be pretty fun to talk about that one day, maybe in my articles. And when I live code, I'm just gonna dive deep into my own stuff as usual. I think it helps too. Okay, cool. Yeah, that will be it. I am starting to ramble. I will start to ramble if I go on. So thanks for watching. Thanks for coming by. And I'll see you next week. I'm going to try to do a live stream every Friday, 4 p.m. Singapore time, which is the time where we started this live stream. So if you want to join me, you can join me weekly as well. Alright. Thanks for having me. Thanks for being here. I hope to see you next week. See ya. Oh. How do I shut this off? Okay.